Hi, welcome to day 5 of the 7-day listening challenge. If you're here for day 5 and you've done day 1, 2, 3, and 4, my biggest congratulations to you. But the prize that you got is improved listening skills. It takes a lot of effort to do these challenges, and you've gone through 4 days. Doesn't really matter if you got the answer correct or not. You challenged yourself to really listen and to listen and to listen. And that will really improve your listening skills a lot. And you know, I'm speaking at a normal speed using normal everyday vocabulary. So if you can master this in the next even few more days, you're really going to improve your listening quite a bit. If you're here for the first time, you'll need to watch the entire video. It's only 2 to 3 minutes for the video, and then at the end you will guess the answer. So you need to listen and understand the video, and then you try to guess the last sentence of the story. It's kind of like a riddle, kind of like a quiz. Okay? If you haven't subscribed already, be sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any more exercises, and hit that bell so you get the latest updates. If you think you know the answer after you've listened and watched the entire video, leave your answer in the comments section. Oh, and you want to know what the answer for number 4. Here's the answer to day 4 of the listening challenge. The answer to day 4 is, "That's not my dog." The chauffeur. Mrs. Winterly was a very rich woman. Her husband was a multimillionaire. She was quite young, but he was quite old. She was 28. He was 58. They lived in a very large house in England. Mrs. Winterly never cooked or cleaned the house. She never worked, and she never drove a car. When she wanted to go anywhere, she would call Charles. Charles was her chauffeur. Mr. Winterly traveled a lot. He flew to many countries to do business. Mrs. Winterly did not like to fly, so she often stayed at home. Once Mr. Winterly went to America for a week. Mrs. Winterly decided to go shopping, so she walked to the garage to find Charles. She found him in his room above the garage. Mrs. Winterly looked at him and said, "Charles, take off my hat." "Certainly, madam," Charles replied. Then he took off Mrs. Winterly's hat. "Charles, take off my coat." "Certainly, madam," Charles replied. Then he took off Mrs. Winterly's coat. "Charles, take off my shoes." "Certainly, madam," Charles replied. Then he took off Mrs. Winterly's shoes. "Charles, take off my dress." "Certainly, madam," Charles replied. Then he took off Mrs. Winterly's dress. Mrs. Winterly looked into the eyes of her chauffeur and said,